Hello, East Ramapo School District. Welcome back to Curriculum Connect. In this episode, episode 2, you're going to hear directly from students, from teachers. You're going to see them engaged in learning that is highly innovative, highly motivating, and keeps them fully engaged. So, part of what you're going to see today is students in action. We're going to interview students. We're going to get their perspective on what it is that they're using in their classrooms and in their classroom spaces. We're going to talk to teachers. We're going to get some feedback from teachers so that we make sure that we are aligning all of our resources and all of our efforts along with what teachers tell us they need and along with what students tell us they need. What I'm really excited about is that some of the things you're going to see is modern, hands-on, innovative work. These students, whether they are involved at the middle school level or at the elementary level, are learning engineering principles, innovation strategies. They're learning STEM principles and technology that will carry them well into their high school and even beyond. So stay tuned, East Ramapo. Thank you for joining us for Curriculum Connect. Well, here we are at Eldorado Elementary School as part of our Curriculum Connect series, and I'm here with Principal Georges and Mr. Peltier. Talk to us a little bit about how your students are engaged in innovative strategies and how you infuse literacy.
So one of the things that I think about is how I have a unique situation. I get to be a librarian for children in grades 3 and 4, and then we transition into computer science for grades 5 and 6. So I started thinking about what thinking skills the children need to make that transition. So we started this year with Rikki Tikki Tavi, which is a very engaging story by Rudyard Kipling, and he's extremely descriptive, and it makes it easy for the kids to put those pictures in their head. And then I put up some things around the library to kind of help them get those pictures, and then I show them that cartoon. And then from there we move into other stories that there are movies for and longer stories, so they just get used to building these pictures and these movies in their mind. When they get into fifth grade, we start using Legos. And now I'm trying to teach them to think in shapes. And if you can imagine the shape in 3 dimensions, how does it move around? And then we start thinking in terms of how engineers think. And we try to build shapes together. So Lego is logical. It makes sense. The pieces fit together only in specific ways. If you have an idea that you're going to build something, you have to use the parts that you have to build it with. Code is the same. You have a set of code that you're going to use to build a program, and you have to build that program only with this set of code. How are you going to do it?
I was a non-reader growing up, a terrible non-reader, until I discovered comic books, often recognized as graphic novels today.
Right.
And then I became a voracious reader. And it's only because of that connection I was able to make that I'm here where I am now. So I really love those opportunities that he's creating for Mr. Peltier. And then, of course, we encourage that building-wide.
Well, we're back and we have some students with us from Eldorado. So talk to me about what coding is. Help me understand that. What is coding?
You use different scripts to make a robot do something. Like you can make it go forward and say hi to someone. And like you can connect to which specific motors you want it to go to and which direction you want it to and which speed.
Wow. And have you had some experience with the robots yet?
Yeah.
And what was that like?
Well, the first time I've ever seen a robot move, it was, I guess, a little complicated to start and figure out how the robots start moving. It was complicated because the first time trying it, you had to get used to it, all the different colors and how they work.
I want to thank you guys for all of your input and insight.
I'm Ms. Brightly. I am an 8th grade technology teacher. We're working with the Project Lead the Way design and modeling program with our students. It's a program that basically teaches students to design with disability in mind, and they learn to use technical tools and solid modeling programs to create different projects for different needs of children.
Talk a little bit about how those manipulatives and the tools and using things like dial calipers is really connected to real world learning and how they experience that.
Well, the dial calipers force the children to measure with really with precision and accuracy. And at first they're very intimidated by something that's so precise. I know when I was in high school, I walked past the classroom with technical drawing tools and boards, and I was like, wow, I can't do that. That's scary. And now that I'm a technology teacher, I do that every year with the drawing boards. And getting kids over the fact of something that looks intimidating and that they can be successful in it, particularly our English language learners, is something that they feel very proud of themselves with.
Yeah, and think about that. You said when you were in high school, but this is middle school. So talk about what that's like with your middle school students. How do you feel like a curriculum at this level, at this grade, gets them engaged?
I think they're really proud of themselves when they see something that's so foreign to them and looks like such a complicated tool, say it's our caliper, and all of a sudden they're like, oh wow, this is easy. And then it encourages them later to not be intimidated by taking a technology class or an engineering class or something in the future where they might have thought it just wasn't for them because it was intimidating.
And the other thing I notice is there's a lot of interdisciplinary work with this, right? So not just the technology for a technology class, but some of the manipulatives that they're using is really similar to what students in living environment are. So talk a little bit about what your goal is. What's your hope for the students when they get into high school?
Well, usually we tell the kids that classes like technology are where the rest of their classes actually become meaningful because they're taking what they've learned in science and math and home and careers or art and they're putting it all together in a collaborative group.
Wow.
So if they can learn to work together in a group and feel confident in stuff that they've never done before, I think that encourages them to reach for goals that they might not have had in the
That's
past.
awesome. I love that. And the other thing it helps me to think about is not just for the students leaving you and going into high school, but the students coming in. They have something to look forward to. What's something that you might want to say to students that are thinking about middle school a little bit early and what they have to look forward to?
Well, it is fun. One of the projects they did was they made these skimmers that we launched down the hallway. So the class across the hall kept looking out to see what everybody in the hallway was doing, and they're very excited about it. So a lot of the projects are very engaging, and it gets the kids coming in very excited to take the class, which is nice to see.
Love that. Innovation and engagement. Can't wait to see what the students are doing.
Excellent. Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're here with Kira and Zakira, two 8th grade students in Miss Brightly's classroom, and they're going to talk to us a little bit about the curriculum and how it feels to get involved with something so hands-on using manipulatives. Ms. Brightly explained to me some project that you guys did, rolling something down the hall. Is that?
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
So basically we had to take just from paper and then measurements to make these rockets.
Yeah, these
rockets. And they go and on the floor there's rubber bands and we had to stretch them out and they go all the way down the hallway if you do it correctly.
If you didn't measure it correctly, you would probably get a poor result of not going that far or flying all over the place. So.
Wow. That's awesome. So Elon Musk, I hope you're paying attention because 8th grade students at Pomona Middle Schools are making rockets. Thank you. All right, we're here with Coach Arsa Arta from Ramapo High School in their Esports lab. Coach, what do we have going on here?
So today we have our Rocket League competition. We are currently playing against Portland right now, and right now they're doing really good.
What other games might they be able to access?
Other games can include Super Smash Bros. For the Switch, Mario Kart, Splatoon, possibly. There's a lot of opportunities. Chess is also available.
To know that you have the support from the district and to know that we have partnerships apparently with some colleges.
Yes, definitely.
I'm being told Rockland Community College, St. Thomas Aquinas, and Dominican.
Yep.
So what's that partnership like? What are they willing to offer?
They're willing to offer to work with our student athletes here with the games we play, and there are some students that graduated from Ramapo who go to RCC that come by to see what's going on and to help them out.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So one of the things I do know is the colleges and the universities have really expanded to now offer this as a college major.
Yes.
What drew you to this work?
Well, I was always a big fan of playing video games growing up, and knowing that esports does exist is great because it's so many opportunities, not just to be part of teams, but colleges recruit student athletes to for their programs in the video game industry. So not just playing, but to be able to learn how to design, be part of a development team. and just many different things.
That's awesome.
Involved.
Well, Coach, I appreciate it. I
Thank you for having me.
really appreciate the work that you're doing with our kids. You give them a space to come in and not just feel welcomed, but get to college and do something with their careers when they're done.
Yep, and they're doing very well at it.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it. So this is awesome, guys. Thank you for joining. How do you guys feel like the esports lab and what you're able to do here helps you as a student?
Help us make new friends.
That's awesome.
It makes us more social. Also just gives us like a time to like a little space to ourselves. So like even right now as he's like practicing, I have like space to do work and peace where I wouldn't otherwise.
That's
Just
awesome.
like a place for ourselves. So it's good.
Well, I thank you guys for your time and appreciate it, and hope you guys have a lot of fun here in the esports lab. So that wraps up our Curriculum Connect for this month. I am especially thankful to our students and staff from Eldorado Elementary School, from Pomona Middle School, and from Ramapo High School, of course. Thank you for allowing us into your space and sharing but a glimpse of how you are engaging and using innovative strategies for students to own their own learning and build new knowledge. It is certainly something that we are moving towards as we continue to grow and learn more about technology. I thank you for joining us on this journey as our viewers of Curriculum Connect, and want to impress upon you that it has been an amazing learning experience for me, getting to know the many talents that our students possess, and I hope that you are enjoying getting to learn more about what it is that we're doing here at the East Ramapo Central School District on behalf of students and families. I appreciate you and look forward to continue these conversations so that you can see how we are making all of our curriculum connect.